This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well, then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
I was legitimately confused if we were rolling or not. But we are here, guys. Welcome back to This Might Get Weird. And man, what a weird year it's been so far.
It's already the, I guess, end of January. A lot's been going on. Immediate apologies. I will be hacking this episode. I think it's bronchitis. It's almost self-diagnosed at this point that I've just had this like hacking chest cough post, I think, fires. Obviously, air quality in LA is not great. And I have been like taking all the over-the-counter meds, which when you Google bronchitis, and even my general practitioner was like, I can get you an inhaler, but you should be taking all of the, I know, I kind of.
You know how bad I wanted an inhaler growing up?
Same.
Like, when I think back on it, I'm like, I wanted glasses, braces, and an inhaler.
Same.
Why do we all want to be like the nerdy kid in a movie where you're like, oh, look at that poor kid with
just
bad
wanted to be victims.
health.
We wanted to be victims. That's all we wanted. That's what we were told by media, that they get attention.
Take the inhaler. You can be the guy from Goonies.
And honestly, now that it's been over a week of just like this, it's a little bit better. Like, I actually have energy. Elliot's like a few days behind me on it, so he's just like totally out of it. But it also just seems to be whatever a lot of people are going through right now. So apologies if I'm hacking. I'm working on it.
If you hit a coughing fit, we will stop down. But are you starting to feel better?
I am. I mean, the life has changed for old Helbig in the last few days.
We have nothing to talk about, and yet so many things. I'm a mother again. She's a mother, you guys. This girl is doing her part. She is fostering a dog from the fires.
Oh, well, he's... So
yeah, what's up with it? Give me the backstory.
The situation is not that he's rescued right from the fire. So it's this dog named Brock. He's so sweet. Oh, my God. He's scared of everything because he's 10 months old. He's like he's technically a labradoodle, but he's much more lab.
He's a tall 10-month older.
Oh yeah, he's a big, lanky, goofy boy.
Oh my God, he's you and Elliot.
Oh my God,
in
he's
dog
just
form.
all bones, and so all bones. He's all points. He's just like us, and he's so quiet that
Really?
I occasionally I'll come out of the bathroom and I just see a silhouette in the hallway, and I'm like, Jesus Christ!
Oh, Brock.
he looks almost like mythical because he's just so like svelte and like pointed.
He's a horse.
Yeah, he's like a little, we call him baby reindeer. He's so sweet. But
is that problematic? I haven't seen the show.
I don't think it's problematic. Maybe.
Sorry.
I know that's the problem is when I laugh really hard. That's when the coughing happens the worst. So the girl that was fostering him, she had to go down to San Diego post fire for some work situation that happened. So she couldn't foster him anymore and he needed a place. So like all of a sudden we got a text at like 8:30 at night that was like, thank you for your application at California Doodle Rescue. Can we talk tomorrow? We have a pup that needs a home. And like, then we got on the phone. Then the next day we were driving to Venice and picking him up from this girl who's also from South Jersey, which was very fun.
Wow.
Showed up. She was just wearing a Phillies sweatshirt. And I was like, oh my God, I almost wore my Eagle sweatshirt. So nice. She bonded with him. They only had him for a week, but she was like crying. And it's like, cause he's so sweet, but he was, I guess, rescued with his litter. I think they were living outside and he's got some scars on his head, I think from being attacked by like an animal, but he is the most docile. He's just scared of everything.
Baby.
So he like doesn't know how to walk on a leash. So we haven't even started doing that. We just wanted him to get comfortable.
That was when we first got Larry.
Yeah.
And he was a tiny little blonde Falcor, all bones. Again, he went on, like he had no concept of what a leash was.
Right. Yeah. He's like, we were able to walk him to our car and we were asking the couple that we had gotten from, like, does he like cars? And they were like, we've only been in the car for like a minute with him to drive him from the place that we got him around the corner.
What does he love in your house?
Well, on the car ride home, he threw up twice.
Oh, yeah,
so it was already like, oh, poor baby.
Been
oh
there,
my God.
been there.
Yeah, I was like, I get this car. When Elliot drives, it does bump around a little bit.
Damn, shots fired.
But has like So also, there's just been so much going on. Also, my mom and stepdad are in town and they're staying down in Palm Springs. So we like got Brock and then I drove down to hang out with them in Palm Springs. So Elliot, who had just started getting sick, was like on full dog duty for 2 days while I was
he had a
down
head
there.
start in bonding.
So he had a head start in bonding, but he was like, I think he's going to bond with you more naturally because he's been around this girl, Lindsay, for a week.
Listen, boy dogs like a girl.
I've never had a boy dog before. Well, I shared Doug, this little chihuahua, with Michelle back in New York years ago, who's still kicking.
Doug's still going?
Doug's like 15 or 16 years old, living in Jersey with Michelle.
Him and Beans.
Yeah.
Same age.
They're going to live forever. And so it's been a second since having a boy dog. And he's just such a puppy. And it's just so awesome. I'm like having such a great time because Elliot and I obviously want to get another dog, but we have our own programming from having Goose for 11 years.
Yeah.
And she's so specific in her aggression and her anxieties. So we have to like deprogram ourselves. Like even when Elliot tried to put Brock in the car because he like didn't want to get up or didn't know how, Elliot like flinched for a second because he's used to like Goose kind of freaking out if you touch like a part of her stomach weird. So it's like, oh, right, we have to settle ourselves into this. And he's just like, he started howling today because an Orkin guy came. And I was like, whoa, never heard that noise from you before. But he's so sweet. My God. It's like, Elliot's
are you excited right now to go home and he'll be excited to see you?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Well, that's the best feeling in the world. I don't know how children are, but the dogs are fantastic.
Honestly, well, as soon as we were bringing him home, even when he was throwing up in the car, I was like, this is such a great, I'm so happy we're doing this. Like, it just felt like one of those things where you're just like, I can do this really well. I'm going to spoil the shit out of this dog while also training it in a responsible manner.
And also, if you aren't a foster fail.
I know that's what everyone's been messaging me.
But also you have such a wide reach on social that it's like love on this boy and then pass him on to another person who's going to love on him too.
Oh my God. The swell of purpose that I feel of being able to post about a dog that I genuinely believe is going to make someone so incredibly happy because he is like the sweetest boy. It will be very hard. I've only been with him 2 days. Elliot's been with him 4 days. So he's having he even said this afternoon, he's like, ooh, this guy's going to hurt. Like when he goes.
My question is there a guaranteed amount of time you keep him? Like, does he go up for adoption or someone could reach out to the Doodle Rescue and be like, we want that dog that Grace has?
Yeah, so that you have to apply through California Doodle Rescue for all of their animals. And that's like heavily vetted by their team, which is great, who we talk to, which is another whole part of this. Like so these dog women that organize all of this are so incredible. Like the amount that they are organizing, we had one phone call where she went through our application. We talked for like 45 minutes to go through everything to make sure we're all on the same page. Then she presented Brock to us to see if we could, take him. And then she was like, okay, we're going to put you on a group chat with the current foster. And the way these women organize around this was incredible. And I'm like, how many group chat? And also on the group chat are all of these women, these administrators at this rescue. How many group chats they have going at once? Like I just pictured them with like motherboards of 17,000 screens at once, but also the immediate baby talk that everyone defaults to when they're
talking to the dog.
Everyone's talking about Brock and they're like, what a handsome boy. And this is what he did. And he's a little scared of this and blah, blah. And we're all just adults that I've never seen have these people all baby talking about a dog that we're caring for. And it's just like immediate default of this. The exclamation points are through the roof on this group chat.
We got paw print emojis.
Oh, they're everywhere. These women, they are rapid fire. They respond immediately. They're so on top of everything. It's such a great rescue situation. So he's not neutered yet. So
he's about to hump stuff. Red Rocket all day.
He got a little Red Rocket situation, but he is he's not available on the site yet. So it will be
so back off.
But I cannot wait until he is
he's so cute.
He's just so great. And it's so cool to see a different type of dog. So I'm like, oh my God. Right. I'm so attuned to Goose and like this one particular type of energy that I'm like, oh, right. It's fun to have like a playful dog that I know won't bite me or snap it. He might bark a little bit at like an Orkin guy, but he would never do anything.
Like I could come over and I could come over.
Exactly. You couldn't.
End of sentence.
He doesn't like other dogs, so that's the thing that we were not allowed
I volunteered
to,
Larry as tribute.
I know. Which I would love, but right now they're like, please don't get him too much around unless he starts to show signs of like being more comfortable. But
talking about,
we got to work on walking.
Describing dogs. When we were in Palm Springs, my mom had like met Larry for one day or something when we first got him.
Yeah,
and she was like, because you know he has whiskers that look like a hipster mustache.
Yeah.
She was like, that mustache. She just kept calling him debonair, right? And I was like, okay, debonair. And then at one point she goes, he just the mustache. He's like Clark Gable. And then I said, Bark Gable. And she lost her goddamn mind. She was like, you call him that? I was like, no, I don't call him Bark Gable, mother. I made the simplest pun. For the new year, why not expand your life by listening on Audible? You can explore over 1 million audiobooks, podcasts, and exclusive Audible originals all in one easy app. Come on, you guys. Grow, learn, expand yourself, create new worlds, all in the power of your little AirPods as you walk down the street. Audible is perfect because you can download, let's say, a book that you've been wanting to read or that you've been wanting to listen to, and you can like put it on when you're on a plane, okay? When you don't have that Wi-Fi, you can put it on for your little mental health walk. Sometimes I put it on, pop in my headphones, and I just listen to an audiobook while I'm cleaning, and it is incredible. It's positive habits that help reach goals you set for yourself. I just listened to the Ina Garten memoir, Be Ready When the Luck Happens. And oh my God, I'm obsessed. I already thought I was a fan of hers, but listening to her life story through her telling it, it made me like even more in love with her. It was so much fun. We listened to it for Barflies, and if you haven't, go for it. My favorite thing on Audible is listening to memoirs that are told from the person themselves. A Chelsea Handler, dare I say maybe even a Mamrie Hart. I absolutely love memoirs, but there's so much more than that. There's original podcasts. There are just so many novels. There's originals. You gotta give it a try if you haven't already. Audible members can keep one title a month to keep in their entire catalog. New members can try Audible now for free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/TMGW. Let Audible help you reach the goals you set for yourself. Start listening today when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/TMGW. Well, I'm glad you're doing your part and it's rewarding. I volunteered. Speaking of doing part with the fires, and what's so funny is, so I worked with World Central Kitchen, who is incredible, who I told you I was like, when I was in North Carolina during the hurricane, I was like, they were on the ground immediately. It was so cool to see. But so I volunteered, and basically it was so funny because we were behind a restaurant in Woodland Hills, which is like closer to the Palisades. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people, like, firemen would come or they'd grab supplies. They'd grab like meals to bring to a fire station. Yeah. But it was like one person had a permit to cross the lines to bring it to like, it's still very much like you can't go anywhere. Yeah. Like I was with this girl, I was volunteering with her and she was like, I haven't been home in 8 days. And during our volunteer session, she was like, my evacuation just got lifted. I'm sorry, I'm going home. And we were like, bye. Yeah. See it. But a couple of things that were amusing to me is when we got there, people are bringing so many donations, but you don't know what is what. Right. It's going in and out. So the woman was like, can you guys maybe organize like an Excel sheet of like about how much we have of everything? But I was with our friend Katie, who's a producer, and she was like, I'm fucking on it. Yeah. Like she's so good at that. She immediately like made a spreadsheet. I was going around counting. I like at one point like 25 walkers got dropped off for like the elderly, and I like came up with a system because they're very awkward to like tie them up, and I was counting things, I was doing the thing to the point where the woman who was running it said to another person, she was like, these two girls have been killing it. And Katie was like, don't ask a reality TV producer for a spreadsheet unless you want one. Literally what she's been training for. Yeah, but what's so funny is I posted one little thing on Instagram. I didn't do any like volunteer porn, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I just posted one thing to show like supplies they need. And the only response I got was about the fact that there were Zins on that list.
Yeah, what are Zins? I assume are cigarettes.
They're basically like dip pouches.
Okay.
So it's like a little thing of nicotine in a little pouch you put here, and then you take it out.
So there's no fire part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so people were like, Zins. I got so many messages. And I was like, firemen love them. Because you get a nicotine fix, which means you get a caffeine fix.
Yeah.
Where you're not like shaky, but like there's no fire.
Yeah.
You can't be stressed out during this and lighting a cig on your way to a fire rescue, to the point where at one point I was organizing stuff and huge boxes in. It was crazy. I was organizing stuff and the woman comes over and she just goes, blah, 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 department. They specifically just like mint zins. And I was like, I got it. And so I'm just like running a smoke shop. I'm just over there being like, hey, you need a nicotine fix? What do you like? Wintergreen or grape?
This is what you've been training for.
I was like, now this is what I can get behind.
This outfit, by the way, this ensemble.
Listen, this is a gift from Chip. It's
so cute.
It's like, will keep you super warm. It's like actual woolen. Oh, ow. Ow. I just hit the shit out of my elbow. It'll keep you warm. It's like thin wool. But then also, you know what I love? And I think we need to bring back.
Yep, thumb holes.
Thumb holes.
Fucking love a thumb hole.
I rarely feel as cool as when I'm rocking a thumb hole.
I am the gangliest, longest arms. And so to feel like a sleeve goes all the way down is just so comforting.
I'm living for it. I might have broken my elbow.
We're just falling apart.
I might have broken my elbow.
This is true to the times.
Listen, it's a weird week. Grace and I, we were both like, oh, we only have a couple ads this week. This podcast is actually going to be short because we don't have that much to say. We're just all over the place.
It is truly, honestly, I have not been able to get like settled. It's so nice to have this dog now, but it's also like, oh shit, we have a dog now that we have to take care of.
I love it.
I don't want to do any work.
Why would you?
I just want to sit and look at him and tell him that he's just a good boy that I thought was going to be a small, but he's a big.
He's big.
Also, big dog shit. It's like cleaning up human shit in the backyard every time. The first like time he shit, I was like, whoa, I am not used to that.
It's a whole different ball game.
The raccoons furious.
Are they?
They are not around other than at night. We can hear them growling in the bushes because we had to cover their precious watering hole.
Wait, what are the garden tools still out there?
Garden tools? Yeah, the garden tools. In fact,
hit it.
Hold on.
Hit it.
Hold on.
It is Critter Corner, y'all. It is Critter Corner, y'all.
What? This is our new Critter Corner.
I'm like, did you see Randy?
What? There's just a loose hamster on the floor.
It is Critter Corner, y'all.
This is our new Critter Corner.
People said you need to add the raccoons are using our garden tools into that.
The raccoons were having a great time. I set up a camera for them. It was my new favorite TV show.
I saw it on our Patreon.
On Patreon. I was ready to give us seasons of episodes of these raccoons. And then we got the call that Brock was available. And I was like, well, these raccoons are going to be pretty upset.
My dick.
And so the watering hole is pretty gross. So we had to cover it so that Brock doesn't get into it because he's curious about everything.
Here's my question. Why don't you just get rid of it?
It's like built into the ground. I don't even know how to like suck the water out of there currently. That's just sitting still. It's like two big square pieces of stone that are like installed into the side of the house as a water feature.
I thought it was like something it would be heavy as fuck, but you can remove it.
No, it's like in place that we could have removed somehow, but like it works. It just I'm not a water feature person.
You just created a raccoon spa.
It just became this a raccoon watering hole now that was fine for before having a dog that smells. So he like as soon as he went out, he could smell all of them everywhere. Yeah. So we were like, oh, we don't want him touching this water, like so we'll cover it up. And so this morning on the camera, Elliot could see, he's like, did you see the camera? I was like, no. A raccoon is like trying to get into the watering hole and then just shoves the camera over and the camera was knocked down and the garden gloves were taken out of the garden tools and thrown on the ground.
He threw a fit.
They literally are throwing a fit. because they can smell the dog now.
Yeah.
Especially because we're purposely keeping like his poop bags outside so that the raccoons do smell them. Because he's also so scared of every animal. I don't want him to like have an
You don't need
interaction.
him rolling up on an animal that looks like a burglar with opposable thumbs. I don't know if they have opposable thumbs, but they do have tiny weird hands.
They have dexterous little hands. And so they are really upset. And I don't know what they're going to do with their anger. So that will be...
they're going to get a gun.
I know, this is when they're in line at Walmart now.
Learn to stack themselves into a tasteful trench coat.
They
are at Walmart.
Yeah, they are. They don't need to show any form of ID. They're coming out of there with an AK something.
You know what they did? They just went over to your neighbors, broke into the house, stole the BB gun.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Marching up your little driveway, ready to shoot out the joint like some fucking mobsters.
It's like an Old West film outside right now. We have to be very cautious of. It is like because we're trying to teach Brock to go to the bathroom outside. He doesn't fully have it down. So like,
neither does Beans.
Yeah, that's true. He like peed in my office the other day, but that's the only time he's done that in like the 4 days we've had him. And he's been really good about going outside. It's just like he's like afraid to pee. So you have to like really try to keep coaxing him outside. So at night, of course, like yesterday I tried to take him out at night. I can just hear the raccoons growling in the bushes next to our house. And
scary.
I'm like, I'm scared now. And Brock can hear them and he's looking at me being scared. So I'm like, Elliot, can you come outside and stand here with them so I can go inside? So this army of raccoons, they are so pissed off. And also there's like a little skunk that still just like runs around at night, even though it's so funny because they're blind. So it's just like, he hops around like the happiest little thing ever.
Love is blind. It's just a season with skunks.
Exactly. There's just like so much going on at the house, which is it'll be fun. I'll keep you guys posted on how this potential war continues.
Oh my gosh. I went to the gym this morning. So one of the things I'm doing in tandem with Dry January is trying to work out like every single day. Just make myself do it. There's no excuse not to.
I'm so frustrated I can't exercise while being sick.
Yeah, I get it. But I went to the gym this morning and there is a coffee shop attached. And I was like, oh, let me grab a coffee and then I'll get on the treadmill. And I go up and I order and I was like, can I just get a drip coffee with a little oat milk? He's like, sure thing. Like he was like in a good mood. He was like, hell yeah, you can. All right. And I was like, okay. He looked like a tall Nick Kroll with like long hair. Like exactly like that. And it was like Nick Kroll's taller younger brother who surfs. He was like, hell yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. I go, also, do you have stevia? Could I get like one stevia in there? He was like, that is almost exactly Colin Farrell's order. I said, like what? Like you don't drop that and not want a response. So I just go, wow. I go, I always knew Colin Farrell and I were somehow connected and now it's confirmed. He goes, yeah, I mean, he does an oat latte extra hot with one stevia, but it's pretty close. And I was like, wowie zowie. And he goes, such a good guy. And I go, yeah. I mean, like, what? I've never spoken to this person in my life. I go, yeah. I go, during the Golden Globe speech, he thanked his craft service person by name. I thought it was really sweet. He goes, yeah, just an incredible guy. All right, here's your coffee. It's like, okay. Like, does he say that to every single person who orders something with stevia?
That's what I was like. He was waiting for a stevia. Yeah. I can see it if it's like, this is exactly his order.
But it was not.
No.
Almost exactly Colin Farrell's order. I was like, and I couldn't even, like, I wanted to go, does he come to this coffee shop in my little town at my little private gym?
Yeah.
Or does he want me to search and it's like, like bartenders, or it's like, no, I barista at 4 different places.
Yeah.
He doesn't fucking live in your neighborhood.
I wanted to ask you, how's the pre-workout going?
Wow, you're exposing me.
Is it something I take pre-workout? I've talked about it before.
I'd never done it.
I know, and that's why I texted you and I was like, I don't know if
you're exposing my drug problem.
No, I'm saying I got so excited because I feel like pre-workout is like a part of working out once you like it's another level of like working out. And I was like, hey, you might like this if you're getting into working out again.
I don't know. So you recommended this and I took less than like half of what you're supposed to. And I had like a really great workout, but I also don't know how much of that was like psychosomatic because I've done the same thing a couple more times and I was like, I don't see a difference. Or maybe I just need to sleep better. You know what I mean? So it hasn't really changed, but I'm also, it's so funny. I'm like, I'll drink a fifth of gin, but one real serving of pre-workout. What am I? I'm terrified is what I am.
Well,
so
that's what you were. I was like, when you're taking coffee before working out, I feel like that upsets my stomach. I can't do that.
No, but like I go to a gym where no women are ever in the locker room, kind of like Steel Gym when we went together in Palm Springs.
Yeah. Wow.
Have we talked about that on the podcast?
No.
You coming to my old man gym in Palm Springs?
No, we have not, because we were talking about the fires last week.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys, I took her to Steel Gym, formerly the World Gym in Palm Springs. It's an experience.
Mamrie and Jacqueline went the day before and they came back and you guys were all like endorphined up, like excited. And you were like, there was 50 to 80 just gay men and we were the only women there, maybe 2 other women. It was
like
incredible.
Older gay men.
Yeah. And it was incredible. And I was like, that sounds okay. And then the next day I went with you and it was exactly that.
Yeah.
It was a sea of older gay men really being their authentic selves.
Flirting.
Just like everyone's like it is I was walking into like I felt like I shouldn't be there. Like it felt intimate that I was like, this is like.
Felt like we were undercover.
Yeah. Yeah. And that like, this is their safe space. Like who am I to be?
Totally.
Here?
You felt like the straight girl going into a gay bar. That like there weren't other straight girls.
A straight girl dressed like a straight man at the gym.
No, but here's the thing is I feel like the culture there is it's a bunch of older retirees.
Yeah.
So like going to the gym and casually hanging out and going between machines and seeing everyone is like their afternoon.
Oh, it was
and then
amazing.
They go home and shower and go to happy hour and do all the thing.
I went on to an elliptical and before I even started, the older gentleman next to me that was already on his elliptical going, he was like, I just have to tell you. And I was already like, oh no, what have I done?
Your kind aren't welcome
That's
here.
what I was preparing to be like, I'll go. You're right. Whatever you're going to say, you're right.
You're right.
And he was like, a woman just finished using that machine and she did not hygiene it.
The fact that he said hygiene it is perfect.
As a verb, I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to be another woman that just is fucking filthy in this gym. No way.
Yeah.
And so I hygiened it.
Good.
And then I got on the elliptical and then shortly after another man came over to him and asked him if he wanted to go to lunch, but he said he couldn't because he was there with 2 other men that, you know, he had already brought to the gym. And so he wanted to spend the day with them. And I was just like, you know, when you just turn the volume down on whatever.
You mean my entire life?
Yeah, I immediately put on, I think I was watching I was watching Married to Medicine, a Bravo show, just to be like, see, I'm safe.
I'm watching Bravo, not Fox News.
I'm a woman that hygienes the machine. Very demure, very mindful.
And someone else is like, hygiene.
Yeah, I know.
Hygiene, we going to lunch?
And then immediately, this man who you and Jacqueline had described the day before, I saw him from across the room and I was starstruck.
Yeah.
Because it's like a 80-year-old man. At least in a Speedo and a crop top.
Crops.
And some Skechers sneakers. Fully tanned, full abs out. But his Speedo, when he got closer, it was just like underwear that was cut up even further, like scissor marks.
Yeah,
not
it
straight
wasn't.
lines.
It wasn't Lycra.
No,
it was under. He was rocking underwear Speedos that he cut himself,
sunglasses,
and he just kind of moseyed around and worked out a little bit.
He was the mayor of the gym. Everyone kept coming up to him and having conversations.
His name is Steel. That's Steel's gym.
It was incredible.
I love that place. But so no, I haven't tried pre-workout fully, but I do like the flavor you recommended. I haven't had anything lately that's just grape.
Concord grape.
I know.
Flavored? That's my favorite flavor.
Grape flavor.
I remember growing up of like fruit flavored candy.
It was always grape.
Oh, love it.
Oh, wow.
That absolute artificial grape flavor.
You know what is good though, and I have to recommend it, is I tried phony Negroni.
Yeah,
So
how
there's
was
a company
that?
called Saint Egregious. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, whatever. But they have this little thing, phony Negroni, and it tastes exactly like a Negroni.
Whoa.
Like to the point where Trip was like, wait, is this? And I was like, yeah. It's
Wow.
like we went out to dinner the other night and I ordered one because I knew it'd taste the same. And
Yeah.
I truly felt like I had a cocktail.
Cool.
So people have been like sending me DMs and things to be like, what have you been like enjoying in January? And so I had to give that recommendation, non-spawn, guys.
Nice.
So good. You know what I have though?
Huh?
I have a granny rant.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Granny rant. Granny rant. Granny rant. We got a problem with something.
I mean, how much did you miss that?
Wow. I was just thinking, what are these other buttons? We have two others. I don't know what the third one is.
Yeah, we have Granny Rant, we have Critter Corner, and
That's nice. I think we did that one time where it's here. What? Did I make this?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, okay.
we gotta start bringing them back.
The fever dream continues.
Oh, I should have done that before the phony Negroni. Okay, now we know.
Now we know.
We're refreshed.
I have a that's nice. I'll do it after. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay, perfect. Here's my Granny Rant.
Yeah.
I don't know when they started doing this.
Well, can't wait.
Okay, there's this new thing with Google Maps. That you'll be driving down the road, down the highway, wherever, and it will be like stalled vehicle. Is it still there? Yes or no?
Yeah, yeah.
And you can't just skip it.
Oh, you can't skip it? Can you exit out?
Girl,
You have to choose.
you have to choose. And it's like, first of all, what if it's still there and I just didn't look in time?
Yeah,
Or it'll be
right.
like, object in the road.
Yeah.
It's still there, yes or no? Second of all, when did this become my fucking job? You're telling me now I have other things to look at and I'm not even supposed to look at my phone.
Right, yeah.
So why am I being quizzed
Yeah.
on I Spy?
Yeah.
Why are we doing I Spy? How many satellites and drones you got?
Right.
You tell me if there's still a stalled vehicle and you warn me. You don't make me participate
Right.
in letting everyone behind me know if it's still there or not.
It's like a CAPTCHA code, you know, like
yeah.
when you have to like choose all the sidewalks.
I'm a real human driving this car.
Yeah. And it's like, what happens if I get this wrong?
Yeah.
Is there a wrong answer to
Am
this?
I locked out and you're sending the robot police?
Yeah.
No. So I don't know when they started doing that, but here's the deal. It's not my problem.
Yeah. What's a speed check?
Like a speed trap?
Is that
Or
what that
check?
is? Because I get a lot of, like I just drove back up from Palm Springs and it was constantly like speed check reported ahead.
That
and I'm like,
just
what
means
is
there's
that?
a radar.
Okay.
Someone's gonna clock your speed. They'll be
Yeah.
like 2 police coming up, and meanwhile
Yeah.
I'm like, is this legal for Google?
to let me know about that.
Like, tell me
Google's
that
all
stuff.
ACAB.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. So anyway, that concludes my granny rant. You guys let me know how you feel about it. I just kind of feel like if I'm driving and doing my thing and something pops up on my CarPlay,
Yeah.
I don't need to then be like, oh, well, is
Well,
there a
that's-
weird bag in the road? Let me look for that now instead of paying attention
Well, that's
to my own life.
What is crazy to me about Waze? When you open Waze,
Oh, I never
it's like,
do.
Oh, it's like a full like running video game where you can see the other drivers on the road that are also currently looking at Waze. You can interact and like let people know. Like it is so interactive.
I don't
which
like
guess,
that.
But I don't. Yeah, that to me seems like it shouldn't. Unless you are just the passenger in the car. Sure, I get that. But every time I open Waze, I'm like, there's a lot going on here. There's
Too
too
much.
Yeah, too much. Also,
That's a new song we have. You know what? I've got a too much.
It's
too much. Too much.
Are you ready to jumpstart your health in 2025? Well, Lumen can help. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath. And on the app, it lets you know if you're burning fat or carbs and gives you tailored guidance to improve your nutrition, workouts, sleep, and even stress management. All you have to do is breathe into your little Lumen first thing in the morning, and you'll know what's going on with your metabolism, whether you're burning mostly fats or carbs, and then Lumen will give you a personalized nutrition plan for that day based on your measurements. You can also breathe into it before and after workouts and meals, so you know exactly what's going on with your body in real time. And Lumen will give you tips to keep you on top of your health game. Data is what we're all looking for. Information about the world and our bodies, and information about your metabolic health matters. Your metabolism is your body's engine. It's how your body turns the food you eat into fuel that keeps you going. And because your metabolism is at the center of everything your body does, optimal metabolic health translates to tons of benefits like easier weight management, improved energy levels, better fitness results, better sleep, etc. We can all go on assuming how our body is thriving or not, or reacting to the foods we're eating, but with Lumen, you can get actual information. Lumen gives you recommendations to improve your metabolic health. It can also track your cycle as well as the onset of menopause. Yeah, you heard that right. And adjust your recommendations to keep your metabolism healthy through hormonal shifts. Heck yeah. So you can keep your energy and stave off cravings. As a woman of my age, having gone through the things I've gone through, this information about menopausal health and my metabolic health is hugely important. So take the next step to improving your health. Go to lumen.me/TMGW to get 20% off your Lumen. That's LUMEN.me/TMGW for 20% off your purchase. Thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring this episode.
Okay, I want to know your That's Nice.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's nice.
You guys,
It
we're
is.
fucking back.
Okay. Two recommendations. One is the things that people are talking about right now, the telepathy tapes, that new podcast.
This is that some people who are nonverbal, they think can actually do telepathy?
Yeah, nonverbal
Okay.
people on the autism spectrum have this very studied ability to communicate on a level of consciousness that is not fully understood. And there's
just lots of like examples of this.
Lots of, I'm only on episode 4, and it's so fascinating so far because it's like an area of science that people shy away from even putting research into because it is frowned upon, as
is this
like
Netflix?
No, it's a podcast.
Oh, podcast. Okay.
And
Heard of 'em.
you can listen to it on Audible, which is our sponsor.
Which is a
this week.
sponsor. So yeah.
Hey, and it's just really great. And I've seen a lot of people talking about how interesting it is. And it's just, I cannot wait to continue on with it. And I haven't looked at the discourse too much. I'm curious if you guys have listened to it, what your thoughts are. It's just fascinating that all of these kids can communicate with their moms for the most part, like can literally like read their thoughts.
Now,
And
okay.
then can also communicate with each other from states away. Like they call it communicating on the hill, where they all tap into this like almost radio frequency, like a radio station, and they can communicate with each other to the point that like parents will email another parent and be like, my son just told me that his best friend is your son named Houston, and they've never met him before. Like, why?
You know, I love shit like this because I love
it.
reincarnated kids. So
Yeah.
this feels like very much like a children like having unexplained abilities.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
Okay.
also, and it just, it presents just a lot of like thoughts and questions about like, why aren't people looking into this in different ways more? Is it like ableism? Is it they're discounted because people just assume because they don't have a lot of, autonomy over their like physical bodies?
Right.
That how could they possibly have stuff going on in their minds when
Wow.
reality is they do? And it's fascinating.
Okay.
I'm super into it, but it's very popular now. The other one,
It's called the telepathy tapes.
the telepathy tapes.
Okay, you heard it here.
Probably
First,
not
but probably
first.
12.
Yeah.
Probably 12.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty behind on this. I think it is like the number one podcast right now anyway.
Copy
so I'm not,
Copy that.
The other thing I wanted to talk about, Traitors.
Traitors.
We're into
in
Traitors.
It. We're in it. Should we give like a spoiler alert?
Spoiler alert.
If you haven't watched last week's Traitors,
4th episode, I think it
then
was.
please mute.
Yeah, you've been warned.
You get out of here. Scram.
And I'm sure by the time a lot of you listen to this, a new episode will have already aired.
Totally. Okay, let's talk about
Thoughts?
Boston Rob fucking cutting Bob the drag queen
Yeah.
on the jugular.
Yeah.
And outing him as a traitor,
Yeah.
a traitor himself.
Which I started, now that my parents were down in Palm Springs, I started watching Traitors UK with them. because it
Okay.
is also available.
That's normal people, right?
It's normal people.
Okay. Not pedestrians.
Civilians?
Civilians.
Pedestrians. They can walk, I
Podiatrists.
think. Because I was like, can you do this? And it does happen that traitors out each other.
Here's the thing, though. And like, we've been watching old Survivor. So we had just watched a Boston Rob season. And now we're watching another one. So I'm like understanding the lore of him.
Yeah.
You know, and his
You
abilities.
sent me like an old cut of like old clips of him.
Thirst TikTok.
Yeah. What do they call those videos? This is me aging myself. What do they call the compilation videos where people put together like hot images of someone they like online?
I just know thirst. I don't know what else.
There's like something that it's called when these things, anyway.
But I had only seen him on Traitors and before we started watching the old Survivors.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, I was like, oh, he's hot.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize, like now you're watching Rob, who's, you know, still an attractive man, but it's like, you know, this was him like in top form 20 years ago kind of thing. And I was
before he got the baseball hat shtick.
He's a hot guy who can really manipulate people. But as soon as Bob was like, well, maybe one of these new guys is a traitor. And he decided to take that tiny reference and decide, oh, no. That one little thing is going to poison all of it.
Yep.
I'm taking you down. The look of shock on Bob's face when he realized what was happening.
Yeah. I was like, drama, heavy theater.
Me and Chip were screaming.
Same. I got up and I was doing, I had to like shake my hands out and I was like, Elliot, this is theater.
Yeah. Chip was like, oh, like we were like, oh my God, this just got crazy. I'm so excited. But also, this is my first season of Traitors and I haven't really been reading anything on it.
Yeah.
I've just been like avoiding the world in general.
Yeah.
But I don't know if people are, I'm like, do people love this? Or has a traitor been outed this early?
Yeah, well, that is, so in watching this,
Yeah.
I'm watching season 2 of the UK version, which I was just looking up the host, Claudia Winkleman. I love her name. She's
Adorable
fantastic.
name.
I love everything that she wears. I love everything she wears on the show. However, Alan Cummings takes it to an absolute another level. It's full fashion. Everyone on the UK Traitors, at least in the season 2 that I'm watching, just wears normal clothes, just a little zhuzhed up. And so the US is giving fashion. And so on this season 2, they've outed a traitor pretty quickly.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, okay, that wasn't like a new echelon building of him to do that.
I
But
was worried it was going to like
change the game.
Yeah, or go, oh shit, they're gonna start finding them so quickly that like, I don't even know if they get down to one traitor,
Yeah.
do they add any more in
I
just
don't
to
know.
get enough episodes?
That's what I'm not sure of is how strict the rules are, or is it like Survivor where they can add the elements?
They can manipulate it to make sure they're getting enough.
Because like in the UK one that I'm watching, no spoilers there, but 2 of the people are related and no one knows.
Oh.
And so there's like that added element. But in the US one, you know, everyone's a reality person. So you kind of have this idea of them.
I'm loving it.
It's so fun.
I'm excited for Thursday.
Me too. I hope Caroline and I forget the other woman that are now having to go against Boston Rob. We'll see if they pull it off.
But also too, he did what he does, which he set a fear of like, yeah, you don't fuck with me. So if both of them are like, how dare you? He'll be like, I'll fucking out you at the next round table.
But did you
Fuck
see
you.
that Wes
was like, you know who definitely knows a traitor is a traitor? Another traitor.
and Sandoval, who seems like he's like detoxing from who knows what.
Tom Sandoval.
It
It looks like he was cursed and like has to live in this castle.
There was like a clip of him when they have to put the coins in from the guys in the
Yeah.
cages.
Oh,
of
running?
him just like, he clearly knows he's on camera, so he starts to like Tom Cruise run as hard. And someone is like, there's no world in which he has to run like that.
But I also think he did that Special Forces show. Remember how
Yeah.
JoJo carried him on her back?
I remember hearing you talk about it. I did
Was
not
like,
see
come
that.
on. She's like, come on, Tom. And like throws it over the back. You know, just, yeah. You know what I miss? Chaotic JoJo. That was a fun little moment when she was doing that little dance move.
The dance, she would be, that's what Bob did on Instagram or on TikTok. He was like, it's my final TikTok. And he did the full JoJo Siwa dance. It was so great. Yeah, TikTok went away too for a second this past week.
What the fuck?
Shit is crazy. Thank God Traitors is here to just ground me in something distracting.
I'm an episode behind on the new Drag Race, so
Me
I'll wait to
too.
discuss that.
Yeah.
But no, Traitors is life.
It's very fun, very fun.
Also,
and I
Severance
get the hype.
is back.
Yeah. Oh my God. And
Severance
Severance
is back.
is so good.
It's so fucking good. Severance makes me want my whole house to be green carpet. And like just some mid-century modern pieces.
Yeah,
I love the vibe
The
so
aesthetic
much.
is very like pleasing to look at and also harsh at the same time.
I love it. And what's her face on the show makes me want to get bangs again. I'm not going to do it. However, I did the redhead on the show.
Yeah.
I had a barflies on Sunday.
Yeah, how was that? I forgot to ask.
It was so much fun. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for sticking by me because I started 25 minutes late.
I did get like 3 different notifications that you had started.
Listen.
And I was like,
The first time I did it,
the Eagles were playing, so I was like, I'm going to let her do this.
I started it late regardless because I went and grabbed my laptop from back here and I was like, oh, it's dead.
Oh, shit.
And then I started, and then when it dies and you reboot it, it decides to open every document you've ever made in your life.
Of course, yeah.
So it's like pulling up scripts from 5 years ago. I'm like, thank you so much. And so it was like solitaire. When you hit solitaire, it just kept
All
coming.
the cards start falling everywhere.
So I had to get through that, and then I started one, but I started it on the wrong account, so I couldn't do the chat. So then I started it again, and they were like, we can't. They were like, we can't hear you. And I thought I was going to have to start it a third time, but they were just. I had found this. It was Ina Garten's memoir, and I looked up like Ina Garten theme music because that's what I wanted to come out to because I was dressed like her, and I used the Abby Lee Miller wig, but I cut bangs with it.
Excellent.
And a long button-down shirt, and so I came out to it, and it was a remix. So it was like but it trademarked it. So I'm just dancing as Ina Garten. To silence.
Amazing.
And so I see like, we can't hear you. I got Larry pretending to be Jeffrey. I'm like doing the whole, after I'm already starting 25 minutes late. I'm like, just come out. just fully doing like the Hampton shuffle, you know?
Yeah.
But then they were like, we can hear you now. We just couldn't hear the music. So it was a classic Barflies, but it was really fun. And
Amazing.
I really recommend, I'll probably say it in my Audible ad.
Yeah.
She's a great narrator. I learned so much. I respect her and Jeffrey's relationship so much. She's such a baddie. I want to go live in Paris for a month this summer. Like I was just inspired by her like balls.
Amazing.
Yeah. So it's a really great read. And I know you have the next Barflies, but I asked for recommendations on Patreon because I was like, I think 2025 might be for my Barflies memoirs. Cher has one out. I was like, should we do Anthony Bourdain? Should we like continue on like the chef tip, like leading up to my cookbook?
100%.
So I had such a good time. So and we made rosemary spicy maple nut mix.
Ooh.
And we had I had some a non-alcoholic sparkling rosé champagne. It was a great time.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I know. We have another live stream this weekend on Patreon. Dry January Jamboree.
Dry Jamboree.
Dry Jamboree. Mocktails aplenty.
We love it. I gotta sneeze. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna say it right now.
Oh, that's nice.
I got scared.
Dang.
Listen, we've got to wrap this up because our editor and lovely listener Nick is moving in with his boyfriend, and so he needs.
Oh, you just
the
aired
audio.
his.
Nick, you can cut that out.
No, good things are happening.
Great things.
I have a Brock to get back to.
Oh my god!
And go pet him. He's always so cute.
Brock
He likes to
and
cuddle on
roll.
the couch.
Oh my god, I love him. And I just listen. If he gets adopted, I want to meet him first.
I know, I do, and he should be meeting people so he gets a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah,
we want to
baby
figure all
steps
that,
though.
We want to figure all that out, but like, yeah, he is gonna be great. I hope. We'll see.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. It's so fun. It's so fun. I say this now, and then as soon as he gets adopted, I'm gonna be like, "That was the hardest
thing
thing I've ever done."
But you helped. You're the person in the middle.
Yeah,
and like
this part feels great.
You could also do this several times.
I know, that's what I keep thinking. I'm like, I already can't wait to do it again if he gets adopted. And
that.
also it's like, oh, he's going to be such a good dog for someone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so excited for the person that ends up with him because in just the few days that we've had him, he's so smart and he's like, he will adapt to everything. But
wow.
Very fun.
Wow. Okay, guys. Well, enjoy your week in this weird fucking time. Very strange time.
Stay close to your joys.
Stay close to your joys. Watch Traitors because I have a feeling we're going to be bringing it up again.
Yeah.
And this got weird.
This might get weird.